The movement must continue. See, we let it go to sleep. This movement's got to be woke up again.
Hello, Plug family. My name is Renee Unique on Unite Louisville, and thank you for tuning in on your lunch break and your midday. And I want to tell you about the show that we got going on today. I have Bruce Sweeney with the Breeway Warriors and Chris Will. They're both community activists. They have been doing some amazing work and been a part of the movement, the Breonna Taylor movement, from day one. So with everything that has been going on in the city, a lot of the youth, a lot of our young people have been dying. So, and still, you know, Breonna Taylor, there's still no justice. So I wanted to bring on organizations, people who have been out here doing the work, passionate about it, and care about the community and care about change. So right now I would like to introduce Bruce Sweeney. He is a community activist. He's also a community leader, also the president of the Breeway Warriors, actually the founder of Breeway Warriors, excuse me. So Bruce, first I want to say thank you for joining me. I know you have a busy schedule. We've actually crossed paths many times through the movement, the protests, Frankfurt and Washington, D.C., and through community meetings. First, I want to say happy birthday, because you are a Virgo, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Virgo season. So, what I want to ask you is, there's so many questions out there. There's so many rumors. There's so many things that have been going on, and people want to know what you've been doing, who you are, because we have viewers that are on the outside of Louisville. We have viewers everywhere, just not here in Louisville. So tell everybody who you are, what you stand for, and all the amazing work that you've been doing in the community and during the Breonna Taylor movement.
First off, I want to say thank you for having me. It's a blessing. And by the way, I'm Coach Bruce. I'm 43 years old. I just turned 43. My birthday's September 11th. I once was I actually still am. I started off as an activist leader for Breonna Taylor. I just wanted to make a change in the community. I got sick and tired of seeing people get gunned down. Hang on, baby. A lot of things. That's my daughter. I'm sorry about that. I started off coaching basketball, and then I took it to protesting. And I remember one day, like it was yesterday, we had a couple of issues down on Breeway, and I brought my basketball rim out. I seen that it brought everybody together, so why not come up with an idea to get the kids off the streets? So basketball is life to me. That's when I came up with Breeway Warriors.
Right, right. Well, so there have been so much has happened during the whole movement. Can you think of a time, because see, you've been on the front lines. You've been arrested.
Yeah, I'm arrested the most times out of everybody. I'm still doing it.
Yeah, because you know, with even the Breeway Warriors, you are a frontline warrior. You've been very stand your ground. You have been very passionate and dedicated. Like I said, you are a leader. You've been through a lot. You have extremely been through a lot during this whole movement. And I love the fact how you changed, being a part of this change, and started your own business and organization. So, so tell me, how do you feel about that? There's been some Facebook, beef. There's other. Tell me, because we keep it 100%, we keep it honest. Tell me, how are you feeling through everything that has happened, everything that is going, where would you like to see the change in the city? What still needs to be changed?
I feel like I feel kind of sad sometimes. Sometimes I'm depressed. I really did go through a lot. I feel that it really does have to be a change. I feel that we all do have to come back together. There was a lot going on in that situation. A lot of people out there with me knows all about it. Like, I've been out there for 365 days. I still continuously go out there. I still don't stop. I still keep going. It's a lot. It's a lot going on right now. And the only way we could come together, if we was to come together, things would definitely change. But right now, we still looking justice, still seeking justice for Breonna Taylor. We still haven't got that. It's just a lot going on right now. If we don't come together, nothing is going to change. And the reason why nobody's out there right now, I mean, like you said, we're gonna keep it 100. Hang on, baby. Hang on. We're gonna keep it 100. That's because nobody wants to come out. Everybody wants to do their own thing. If we need to get back on one accord, we need to go back to where we started. And that's from ground zero, where we all was together. We was all out there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to change the world, make a difference. And a lot of people was out there for some of the wrong reasons. That's where some of the animosity came into play. People beefing with each other, people going their separate ways, and that just wasn't gonna work for us. And I also there was a kid that was on my basketball team. His name was Demetrius. He had lost his life. He had got gunned down. And I just don't want to say another kid's name. So I just don't do basketball. I do more than basketball. I get the kids jobs. I check on their schools. I get them off the streets. I want something better for these kids, because at the end of the day, it's about the kids. The kids are the future. And without us, it ain't going to happen. It'll be nothing.
And I agree with you, and this is why we do what we do, and this is the meaning behind Unite Louisville, because listening to you, you mentioned that people need to come together. There has to be some type of unity. People need to be unified, and that is so true, because there's power in numbers, there's power in voice, And for those who want to continue the movement, because there's a lot of people, plug in and get connected with the individuals that are trying to be a part of the process, because this is all systematic failure, and it needs to be changed. We still fighting for justice here, the equality. There's so much that's going on in this city that we do not agree with. And it takes people like you and I, Unite Louisville, other organizations, to come together. And I think that just taking that step forward, exactly what you're doing, it's like, hey, that's it. I've got to do something. That's what makes you a hero. That's what makes you a champion. That's what makes you different and a leader. And what you're doing is brave, because it's not easy. A lot of people are afraid. And you've been on that front line, and people have been afraid. I've been on that front line, and I wasn't afraid. And I think that's why we have a meaning behind what we do, and there's a purpose on what we do. So I know you also mentioned that you had my condolences go out to the family and you. We have so many of our kids are dying on the street for just unknown reasons, for stupid reasons. And we are here to help them prosper and help them and show them. And what you're doing is because you are more than a coach. You are that mentor. You're that guiding light in a child's life that may be lost or need someone to talk to. A lot of times coaches And I know that, a lot of times coaches are looked at as fathers, our uncles, our brothers, or somebody that I can go talk to, somebody that I can trust. So, so tell us a little bit more about your organization and how people can support you, how they can, do you have a website, how they can connect it to you, or if they also have young, young men or women that wants to sign up for your organization, to sign up for your team.
Yes, we still taking kids. Like I will forever be taking kids. I'm also we're taking kids from middle school, elementary school, high school. Sooner or later I'll be taking cheerleaders, dance team, and the way you can support us, we have a cash app, it's Freeway Warriors. Money side. Yeah, we take the cheerleaders. Hang on, baby. Yeah, you can also support us. We also have a cash app. It's Freeway Warriors, or you can either call, or you can either just come back. Right now, we're currently looking for tutors because I want to make sure the kids are making the grades too. So we trying to go above and beyond. You could come back. You could come to the game, support us. You could come back, bring snacks, drinks, or you can either just come back and just sit down and talk to the kids. Like we want just more than just basketball for the kids. So we accept pretty much any and everything.
I totally get it. I understand, especially with Zooms and you're at home. So I get it.
Yeah, that's my daughter running wild. She's 4 years old. That's my baby. She's supposed to be upstairs, but oh, Lord Jesus.
It's okay. It's okay. I totally understand. I'm a mother as well. So, Bruce, I want to thank you again. Is there anything else that you want to add or say or mention? Anything that you may have forgotten? Anything that has been going on the past couple of months? Or, what are some things that you're working on that you want to tell everyone?
Right now, we're currently looking for a 501c3 to looking for some type of information or some type of help. Because right now, we're currently coming out of pocket, and we're also getting donations, which is a blessing. Another thing I would like to see change, I just want everybody to come together. I would really like to see that. I also would like to see everybody to try to start marching again. I just come to some type of common ground. I also come back to Breedway because, like I said, I still go to Breedway. I still do. I'm still going to court. I'm still facing charges. I'm gonna leave it in God's hands. I'm currently out on. I'm still out on bond. A lot of people know that. There's still a lot going on right now, and I just want everybody to come together. And I really want the best for this team. I don't want to let these kids down because some of these kids, this Breedway Warriors is pretty much all they got. I go above and beyond for these kids. I would do pretty much anything. Basically, I just hope everybody just come out and support us, and everybody come together, and we just try to unify because united we stand, divided we fall. And right now we falling right now. We falling. Kids really do need us.
Well, we're here definitely to support. We're here to uplift. We're here to encourage. We're not going to let your movement and our movement go. Okay? So stay plugged in with us, and we are forever connected. And anything that we can do here in Unite Louisville, we are here. Okay? And thank you so much. You have a good one. Thank you so much.
Yep, you have a blessing. Y'all stay blessed, man. Y'all keep going.
Thank you. Thank you.
No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Commercial cleaning. We educate people on compliance to get through the COVID crisis. Call us at 502-299-0714. No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Again, that's 502-299-0714.
Are you a poet for the people? Illuminating the emotions of those who know what suffering from an unjust system feels like. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to hold a crowd by the ear, so for us to take on that role with our God-given craft, it's only right. Are you a poet for the people? A destiny meant not for the weak. We too have suffered trials and tribulations, experienced and rebuilding what was once torn down with the words that we speak.
Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.
Changing Image Barbershop is your best choice for your family haircuts. Just off of Hikes Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center. Changing Image Barbershop has lots of parking and plenty of seats inside with a great family environment where every customer is treated professionally and like family. They specialize in the newest styles and cuts. Changing Image is the best barbershop in the Ville. They now have a braider and over 15 barbers available to you. Call them at 502-907-0010 or visit them at 2251 Hikes Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center.
When you've been pastoring a congregation for 60 years, you got to be very careful who you recommend. I have experienced Spring Valley working with families that don't have the ability to pay.
Welcome back to Unite Louisville. Again, my name is Renee Unique on the Plug Network Online, and thank you for tuning in on your lunch break and midday. And today my guest is Chris Will. And thank you for stopping by today, because I know you have a lot going on and a busy schedule, and I appreciate you with everything that you've been doing in the community. So I'm just going to tell our viewers, our Plug family, exactly who you are and what you've been doing here in Louisville, Kentucky. You know, Chris is a community activist, also a artist, correct? He is well known in the community. He is an advocate. He's also the president of Firm Initiative Group, and also a CEO of BMI Media Group. You got it going on. You're doing great things. Doing great things. So, Chris, I know you from the Breeway. Breeway, the Breonna Taylor movement.
Breeway.
Yes, and we've been on the front lines. You have been there from day one.
Yeah, day one.
Yes, a
D-Day.
soldier. Yes.
So it's crazy that you said that, because it's like most of the time the people on the outside looking in that seen it, perspective versus people that went through it.
Right.
You can tell like that it's like a big gap in authenticity, because it's like people will get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? They got tired of it for a while, but after we were like actually went through it, we became it. Like it's like we took that on, like, okay, this is personal now, because like y'all really tried to kill us. You know what I'm saying? Like so I think people need to understand that like just even with just like having PTSD. And I talked to the protesters the other day at the Black Brilliance Expo that was put on by the Angel Effect. We were talking afterwards about like PTSD and how, you know, some of the protests, we need to have go to therapy. And, you know, because I've been doing it for like 6-7 months now, and it helped me a lot, because I was literally, any little thing would like send me back to those moments, and I wasn't realizing, but people around me was like, hey bro, you need to talk to somebody, because you know, and it just takes those people sometimes to give you that nudge, because you know most people don't want to, they think you got to go in there and lay down on your back and look at the ceiling and tell something, but it's just an actual conversation like we having right now. Right,
and the thing about it is, you know, it is trauma. It was trauma. You know, it was something that it caught us off guard. It was very unexpected. You know, with the inequalities and justice still not for Breonna Taylor, and I know Tamika personally. You know, and it was very, very tragic. I think it really woke us up for those who were asleep. Right. You know, if it makes sense. The movement is so much bigger than us.
Exactly.
And what I mean by that is, you know what I mean, because you're out here doing the work. You've been putting the foot ground in from, you know, Frankfurt to Washington D.C. and I've seen you. I've seen everything that you've been through. And you've been
and
very
it's
dedicated.
Crazy that like you said, dedication is crazy. I was just going to say that's what changed, because as a black person in the United States of America right now, just being completely 100%, most of us don't care
Right.
until it hits home.
Right. Exactly.
But then most people say till it hits home, but now I say till it hits you, because when we were in that moment, it was us. Like we were out there championing for her, and then it starts like you're physically putting yourself in front of, you know what I'm saying, danger to get hurt. That's crazy. We're having a conversation right now.
Right.
That's it. Like this, all these things are conversations, but like one of my friends told me, like we're asking people that have designed something to keep us down to turn the button off. You know what I'm saying? And we can't do that way. We got to take other extreme measures to some people, but I really think just out the box thinking and just revamping stuff that we tried to do, seeing some stuff was effective, some stuff wasn't effective, and then we can't do it the same way we did in that moment.
It's a learning process, because
Exactly.
A lot of times we react on our emotions, and that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. We can't say how you should react, if it's a right or wrong thing.
Right.
Because when we see the injustices that are going on in the community, you can't tell me how to react to that. You can't tell me I'm black every day. You black every day.
Exactly.
So. And we're gonna be black until, we die, and that's it.
I mean, we can't.
And so we
wipe it
go
off.
through a lot. Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So these are things that we cannot ignore.
Not at all.
We can't ignore that. Our system has failed us, has failed our kids, and failed our community. We can, they're robbing us blind.
And this, and what you saying, system. I like it. It's we. As like a people for generations, the system's holding me down. The system is holding me down.
You're holding yourself down. It's called education.
And it's a system of systems.
That's right.
Because people, when you say a system, right? So it's just like a clock. The best way I can explain it is a clock. There are hundreds of gears in the clock. The smallest gear stops, the clock stops. Okay. So like when we say, we need to shut down the system. We got to shut down something else inside of the system that'll send off a chain reaction, and then change will come.
Like laws and policies and procedures.
Exactly.
You that's why we say, go out and vote. You vote people in that are for the people, because we are for the people. That's why we do what we do. We are the voices for the voiceless, and so. I'm listening to you, and you're so right. Change, you can't go out there and think you expect any type of difference if you're sitting on your butt, not doing anything.
Nobody's gonna. It's one thing about Louisville. We are everybody from Louisville know. People in Louisville, they don't really care about anything until it affects them personally. We could say some people don't like that. It's a self-preservation to some people. But I really wish that we had more outcry in the city, and it gets watered down. People, thousands of people out there at one time, and our numbers start dwindling down because at the same time, we're in those moments we're not realizing that like these are couple thousand different personalities that you're dealing with, being in the front and leading people and being responsible for their safety, their health, make sure they're hydrated. Like it was just a lot of stuff, and we were just jumping out there doing stuff. And like I said, like you said, with our emotions, we jumped out in emotions and we just jumped out there in the water, just trying to do something. Looking back, we can see what we did and what was right, what didn't go right, and then we can proceed a different way now.
Right, you're exactly right. So I love the logo. What's behind the concept of the firm initiative group? Tell me exactly, because you're still progressing, you're still movement. So tell me exactly, what your organization is about, And
it's acronym, so it's like Formation in Racial Matters. And there's just like I said, just kind of organizing. The best way I explained it a couple times in other interviews is like when somebody's lifting weights and then you got your spotter with a spotter. So like somebody got a initiative they're trying to push through, or they're trying to feed the hungry, or da 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 da. So we like, okay, so we'll make sure you got tapes out there. We'll make sure you got this, and we'll make sure that we get you know what I'm saying, enough support to make sure that it goes all the way through. We had a couple people come on and come off because like it was a lot of responsibility. A lot of people really meant well, but it just a lot of people. It was a lot of people to manage out there. You know what I'm saying? Like once we was doing it, was like, yo, this is like 1,000 people out here. You know, so we found our groove, and right now I'm pushing through a couple initiatives. We want to start an initiative called Forever Unchanged. So like when we got our young fellas come home from jail or penitentiary, or older gentlemen come home from the penitentiary, we can automatically crowdfund, boom, immediately.
Yes.
We're gonna get our directory. I think we got like 260 people, but our max goal is we're trying to have 5,000 people on call for all of our initiatives. That like, boom, hey, we need this person just came home, they need somewhere to go, so we can get them an apartment, or maybe a little decent car. Might not be a Maserati, but you know, since something, get their bills paid up for a couple months, get them in there so they can get stable, so they don't have to go back to the streets to get it. You know, in the hood, the number one thing people go back out through is the streets. As soon as they try to go do the right thing and it doesn't work, they revert back to what they know.
Sometimes they don't know anything else.
Exactly. So with that, 5,000 people is the power of the black dollar. We don't really know how powerful we are. So if 5,000 people at any given time can like, boom, and we're not gonna hit them for like, oh, you know what I'm saying, so-and-so is trying to go to the movies. No. Like these are like real deal initiatives that we're trying to push through. So if we got our database of 5,000 people that can send $1 when we need it to, and there'll be an alert that we send out, and then we can just take care of our own, because they're not going to do it. We sit in these meetings and talk about a lot of money that they put to these different programs, put to other organizations that I feel like haven't been boots on the ground. They always play the background. They're not in the hood affecting change that's immediate. You know, those people out here that still can't pay rent. They're thousands behind on light bills, water. I personally went through it myself, because when putting myself in that light, it put a target on me. So then, like, they literally put us out of our house against the CDC ruling for nothing. Yeah, put us out. God. Like, and it took people by so much shock, because they was just like, it was so much stuff going on inside of organizations and stuff, and you know, we had outsiders that's trying to turn the protesters down and stuff. So people's like, oh, dude's just trying to do a money grab or something like that, and like the protesters pulled up and seen for themselves, like, oh man, they really threw this man and his kids them out, you know. So like, and the sheriffs did it, and like, you know, it's like we got 4 cases in there suing them right now. So let alone Louisville Metro Police Department. So I mean, it's a lot that came with this, that I had to take a lot of hits, and that my people didn't have to feel. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that's part of being in the front anyway.
So right. So with everything that you've been through, would you go through this again?
I do it again, because I mean, it's really it's just a thing with me. I'm just a natural. I need to fix that. Like if I see something wrong, I need to, you know, I need to fix this, or you know, or if I get into it with somebody, I'm not just gonna talk to you. No, I'm gonna call you till you answer. Like, yo, no, let's fix this now. You know, so let's get this problem resolved now. So I think I would do it the exact same way. If I had a chance to peak first, then I would. That's what I went through, and then I would be able to make the adjustments that we can make. Right.
I thank you. Real.
I appreciate you.
100% real.
Yes, ma'am.
We need foot soldiers like you out here, really. So I was listening to what you were saying, and people don't realize, you know, they're like, oh, you know, why this, why that, until it happens to them. Right. So the relevance of all of this is the movement has to continue, because we have kids dying in the street.
Dying. For nothing.
Absolutely.
For absolutely nothing. just coming from just like growing up the way I did, and you know, everyone knows East End, West End, Newburgh, South Side. Right. People know the street dynamics.
Right, the beef.
I literally just told somebody the other day, I was talking to these older gentlemen, they from the East End, and they was like, I was like, man, have you ever been to Victory Park? He was like, I ain't never went under the viaduct. Mm. And then I shoot music videos, I do graphics, and for a lot of artists and stuff, and I talk to the younger artists, and I'm like, man, have I even been over there to see the gloves? And they really be like, nah, I ain't going over there for nothing.
Beefing for no reason.
You ain't even seen what's over.
Right. You live in the city of Louisville, you're born in Louisville. I mean, does that make any sense? Cross over the railroad track.
That's the disconnect.
And I know, right, and my thing is, you know, we all have family members. We went to school with the individuals, and you can't, I don't understand, because you live on the 9th Street, the 7th Street out in Newburgh and these other areas. We're just gonna have this beef. We're just gonna go out here and be mad about the stupid stuff.
Mad about being from different sections, and we don't own none.
Do you own anything?
None of it. Not a building or nothing. Like I told my young dudes, when they tore down the projects in the East End, y'all didn't go out there and riot. Mm-hmm. White people, when they don't want something to close, they go out there. Mm-hmm. Y'all not closing Betty Mae's Donuts. Mm-hmm.
Right.
We gonna make sure that you don't.
Right, exactly.
Let's crowdfund right now.
It's
keep them open.
Enslavement in the mind. That's exactly what it is. It's enslavement in the mind.
Don't want you to do better than them, but cool for being right next to you, as long as they can put their eyeballs on. We get it's and that's just a Louisville thing. Period. That's with everything. With everything, we gotta kill that energy, because like we just came from a setting to where, you know, artists are not making music and stuff, and I'm hearing this dude, and he literally had like a sound of like The Weeknd, and I'm like, I see my homeboy, he's making the beat, and I'm like, bro, that's a crazy Weeknd sample you got on that beat, and he was like, no, that's dude right there. I shook his hand, got his Instagram, you know what I'm saying? I don't even never seen him before in my life, but I made that connect, like, oh man, what's up? I don't care where you from.
Right.
You hard, bro. You know, and that's, I feel like in like Louisville, it's
I don't even think it's Louisville. I think it's everywhere, especially with black people in general.
Nothing's gonna stop for you from supporting somebody, especially if you black. Like, we should be championing for anything black. Because I mean, we just so disadvantaged, like, and people don't understand it. I'm from real estate, from the professional industry, the entertainment industry.
Right.
We see a lot of black people in sports, but we don't own none of that stuff. Like, we don't own nothing.
Right, and that's the problem, and that's the problem that we have. Thank God that here at Unite Louisville, I've been able to meet so many different people doing wonderful things in community, and investors and people that actually own businesses and
black owned,
real estate, black owned, you know, everything.
We need that.
So, Chris, I want to thank you again. Tell everyone how they can support your movement, your organization, you know, your music. I want to make sure that your movement continues with the Plug family. Anything that we can do here to help advocate and support as well. Okay,
everybody, y'all can reach me on all platforms at Chris Will KY. That's ChrisWillKY. Anybody that wants to donate to Firm Initiative, you can send a Cash App and then put in the subject matter Firm Donation, FIRM donation to $BMI Media. That's $BMI Media for Cash App. And I appreciate anything that anybody does. We got to stick together.
Yes. And thank you, Plug family, for tuning in on your lunch break. And you have a good weekend. And until next time, I am you.
No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Commercial cleaning. We educate people on compliance to get through the COVID crisis. Call us at 502-299-0714. No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Again, that's 502-299-0714.
Are you a poet for the people? Illuminating the emotions of those who know what suffering from an unjust system feels like. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to hold a crowd by the ears, so for us to take on that role with our God-given craft, it's only right. Are you a poet for the people? A destiny meant not for the weak. We too have suffered trials and tribulations, experienced in rebuilding what was once torn down with the words that we speak.
Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.
Changing Image Barbershop is your best choice for your family haircuts. Just off of Hikes Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center. Changing Image Barbershop has lots of parking and plenty of seats inside with a great family environment where every customer is treated professionally and like family. They specialize in the newest styles and cuts. Changing Image is the best barbershop in the Ville. They now have a braider and over 15 barbers available to you. Call them at 502-907-0010 or visit them at 2251 Hikes Lane in the Bardstown Square Shopping Center.
When you've been pastoring a congregation for 60 years, you got to be very careful who you recommend. I have experienced Spring Valley working with families that don't have the ability to pay.